Neat thing about coming to the Rose Bowl every day, for me personally, is everyone knows where you're working. It's great to come to an opportunity where someone says, "What are you out here for? What are you working on?" "Oh, you're in construction," and you just say, "Well, I'm a part of the Rose Bowl renovation." Immediately they gravitate and start asking questions.
Being a part of this Rose Bowl project has been a privilege for me. I'm honored to be part of this team.
It's an iconic stadium. You can tell anybody worldwide, "Hey, I'm working on the Rose Bowl." They'll know exactly where you're working and what you're working on. So it's a huge honor to be a part of this whole project.
Working on the Rose Bowl project, teamwork is everything. I mean, we are truly a team out here. And on this project, we really feel that we're all in this together.
You're not going to find a more dedicated staff than the one that Bernards Barton Malow has had on this particular project.
Our biggest challenge on the Rose Bowl project was working around events, whether it was the flea market or football events, or if they want to throw in a soccer event. So our biggest challenge was working around events.
Preparing for the football season always has had its challenges, but it's one of those things that when you come on board with the Rose Bowl, you know that you're going to deal with what they're doing and their activities, whether it's on their calendar or not. You just accommodate. So we've come accustomed to a week before the event, or even many weeks before sometimes. We're looking ahead at that date, when we need to be clean, when the owner's going to be able to get in and start setting up. They're setting up 3 days in advance with tents everywhere, and the beer vendors and the soda vendors are in. It's just a lot of planning and pre-planning on our part to accommodate the owner.
Part of the strategy in building the pavilion was to complete some levels before others. One of our directives was to maintain 1,000 seats each football season in the pavilion. In doing that, the Rose Bowl on off days and even during game days, they were able to show these finished or complete suites to potential future suite holders.
There was a couple times through that summer before that first turnover year that was very, very difficult. That last month we put in $10 million worth of construction in August to get that milestone 2 to turn over the press box early. The hard part for that was, a lot of people say it couldn't be done. It was crazy. It was from day to day, and getting that accomplished was very gratifying for not only me but also the team.
The Rose Bowl Stadium is truly a National Historic Landmark. It is something that not just the local community loves and feels proud of. It's something that people all over the United States relate to.
When we started thinking about what we wanted for the Rose Bowl, one of the chief ideas is to make sure that whatever we do here, that it still is the Rose Bowl.
During design of the Rose Bowl Stadium project, we needed to ensure that we were maintaining the historic integrity of the stadium as a whole. One of the ways in which we did that is the Rose Bowl retained an historical architect who oversaw all of the elements of design and was really a key member of the team in every aspect, in reviewing the design, in coming out and reviewing elements before we put them back up on the building, starting out as mock-ups. He was here even as the contractors were doing the work, just to ensure they were doing it in a way that really would maintain that historic integrity.
For American football, for the people of Pasadena who are watching very carefully, they need someone to look out for the integrity of the Rose Bowl. The people of Pasadena care that it be the Rose Bowl and the real Rose Bowl. This concrete, this shape, a Rose Bowl game, that while we update it so that it works for collegiate football, which it must, that we still keep the Rose Bowl such as we've known and loved it.
Some of the historic elements still left in place are the entire interior of the bowl remains essentially the same. The seating arrangements are the same. We have a historic scoreboard that's a recreation of the original. And the exterior on the east side of the bowl remains the historic bowl.
We rebuilt all the planters, with existing Arroyo stone that was taken out of the old Arroyo wash. We reused that throughout all the planters. The overall shape of the bowl, we still match that. The radius, all the contours are exactly the same.
This new pavilion is iconic in many ways by the fact that it's built on the existing stadium, for one, you know, and it resembles the type of construction or the architecture that may have been used when the stadium was built. It's really clean, it's very simple, it's integrated well with the 1922 architecture.
Another historic element looking around the stadium, it's really the finish of the stadium. A lot of these walls might have been kind of a gritty finish at the time, but over the years it's worn. So we had to adjust some of our mix designs and adjust some of our finishes to match the existing adjacent finishes or the surrounding finishes.
For the north tunnels, the 4 that were widened in year 2 of the work, the innovative design really was key. In fact, this design was shown to the Rose Bowl a few years previously, how it would be possible to widen the 4 tunnels, which at the north end of the field, these existing tunnels set on grades.
All 4 tunnels at the north are now 14 feet wide and have about 2 foot thick concrete structure around them, full length.
Widening the north and south end tunnels really made a difference. People can get in and out and to their seats.
One of the key aspects of the project was to be aware of the neighborhood, the community, and the environment. Each of the contractors were required to adhere to a construction demolition waste program. And there was also a requirement for the Cal Green, which is equivalent to a silver LEED standard.
As with every aspect of the design, the pavilion structure was designed to ensure that the views of the hills would not be obstructed, and it was also built so that the view from the neighbors looking at the pavilion would also, they would also have something pleasing to look at.
The Rose Bowl is set in the San Gabriel Valley. You know, you have these beautiful views all around you, and in building this pavilion, we've utilized the use of glass, open areas. We have level C, which is the horizon level. You overlook the golf course that's behind us. It's just it's a beautiful horizon view. And then one level up from that is D, and that's glass enclosed, and you have the same view from your seating area where you can sit and have your meal, and you can overlook the golf course and the beautiful homes here in the valley. And from the press box and all the suites, you have the view to the east. It's beautiful.
Some of the state-of-the-art improvements brought here to the Rose Bowl through the renovation has been clearly, as you walk into the stadium, you'll see the new stadium video boards at the north, at the south, and also at the east. The work that was put into those, not only for showing the game time events, but also for advertising for the Rose Bowl.
Some of the items that you won't see are obviously the thousands and thousands of linear feet of broadcast cabling that when the broadcasters come in, they plug and play. You know, they can go to a camera position anywhere throughout the bowl, plug their camera in, and they have connectivity to their broadcast compound. Hopefully, the intent is that it's going to save them an insurmountable amount of time in the future.
BBM was brought on as the project manager to be that glue that holds all the contracts together. Our role has been to really be there to guide and to enforce and also monitor. The schedule is always very difficult. We spent every week updating a 90-page schedule to make sure we were on day to day to day until not only for us, for our side, for our group, but also to sit down with the client and say, these are where your risks are coming from. This is where the opportunities to gain are going to be. This is where we project. We don't need to look at spending money in this type of opportunity. If a change comes in, it can work within the schedule. So we really are helping to get through that standpoint. One of the great successes of this job is, you know, the schedule has been right on. Every single thing that the client has needed, that UCLA has needed, or the Tournament of Roses has needed, has been met.
The Rose Bowl operating company, the RBOC is what we call them, they've given us the task of providing a usable facility for them. And user meaning user-friendly to all the different types of events they have here. And we've had multiple meetings, hundreds of meetings, and got their input and utilized their input into the way things have been constructed and the way we've constructed egress paths, and the type of finishes in certain areas have been discussed to make it a more user-friendly facility for the end user.
Another important aspect of this project has been the local outreach and local hire program instituted by the City of Pasadena. We're really proud to be part of this program. Bernards and Barton Malow worked very closely with the City of Pasadena and the contractors to be sure that they were finding avenues and ways to use local outreach for employees as well as materials.
Since we've been going through the construction process, one thing that was very instrumental was getting the local community involved, walking through, having the neighborhood associations know exactly what's going on so they can report back. Everyone really, really cares about this place. They care about what's going on. It is part of the community. Roses are everywhere in Pasadena, and you can see why the stadium means so much to them.